Hello everybody to the fresh new course of ONSHAPE CAD. In this course, we will be trying out to cover all the essentials that are using inside the ONSHAPE. So this is an introduction video, and we will be trying out to cover all the things and how can you create an account and then simply log in, right? So let's have a look at that, right? How can you just manage certain things? So this is an online tool that you can use freely as a student, right? No crack is needed, like something like the rest of the softwares, the pirated softwares that need the software's license. But in this case, you don't need anything, right? You can simply open your Chrome browser and search for ONSHAPE online and hit enter. The first platform, you have to simply click on this. You have to wait for a few seconds. If you already have an account, then simply click on the sign in, or you can create a student account. Once you click on create a student account, then what's happened, it will simply sign up, right? Like as you can see over here, it will ask for your first name, last name, email address, and education, school, and then finally you have to check this box and create an account. Already I have an account. I will simply sign in, then putting the email address, and then it will just brings me into my ONSHAPE interface. In the past, I have done some of the projects, some of the 3D CAD models, and certain drawings, surfaces, and different things, right? So this is the ONSHAPE interface. You can keep it in this way, grid view, or in this, right, in this view. Whichever the way you like, you can do it, right? Simply, you have the project that you have recently opened, and if you have deleted something, it might come to the trash. Right now, I didn't delete anything. Now, the thing that is really important for you people is just to know how can you create a document, how can you open the old files. And I think if you want to open the old files, you can simply go to the document and double click on the certain document. But right now, let me show you how can you create a new document. I'll create a document by clicking on create document. You can simply go for a folder. You can import files, and you can simply import from other websites as well, right? But then probably will be having the certain file format, otherwise it will not be possible. Let me just create a new document, and for example, let me just name it owned by me, and I will just create it, right? You can give it anything like while naming the file, right? So this is the ONSHAPE interface. You can just navigate for different tools. Later on I will show you how, right? But let me just click on my account right now, because this is an introduction video. And if you want to mainly what probably you are facing is just to change the units, because certain times we have been given a drawing in the inches and millimeters, centimeters, right? So how can you do that, right? For that, I will just click on the preferences, and then simply from here you can just change it into any of the units that you want to be. Either that could be the feet, centimeter, inches, meter, millimeters, or yard. So let me just kept it as a default units, that is in millimeter. So this was all about the introduction video, and in the upcoming videos let me just navigate for different kinds of tools like 3D modeling, surfacing, and many more, right? And later on I will show you how can you create assemblies and drawings, and if we have time I will show you how can you analyze the parts as well. Best of luck and stay tuned. Thanks for watching. Hello and welcome back to the ONSHAPE Essential Training course. Today is day 2, and let's try out to cover something different today. So let's get right into it. Create a new document. As I told you in the past video, you can name it any name you want to be and hit OK. Now it's just loading the workspace, and today let's talk about the interface. Right, so the first thing which comes in mind, these are the three right datum planes. So if you want to make any sketch, you can select either this plane, front plane, or the right plane. Make sure all these planes are perpendicular to each other. The next thing is, just I want to tell you, you can either select the plane from here and then get right into the sketch mode. Either you can just hide the planes, like any of the plane you want to hide, you can just hide and unhide them. The shortcut key for this is press P in your keyboard, so that you can just hide and unhide your planes. Right, and if, for example, if I just do certain disturbance by just press the right click of the mouse and rotate your mouse, and I just want to go to the isometric view, dimetric and trimetric view, you can just jump right into it. You can just choose your own view like this. You can just go to the right view, or either you can just, as you can see over here, you can just rotate, but probably I would like to go for the isometric view. You can either select anything, and sometime if we make any 3D model and we just want to look the interior of this part, we go for the section view. Later on I will talk about. Okay, so, and if you look at on this side, this is the feature manager design tree. Whatever you want to make, you can just edit them by simply coming back to that particular section. So everything you can just control from this feature manager design tree. Okay, the next thing is just, this is the sketch mode, and this is some of the 3D tools like extrude, revolve, sweep, loft, and thicken and close, and some of the modification tools over here. So I will talk about one by one in depth. Right, we have some of the other commands like the mirror and surfaces. We have to create the certain planes, helix, and some of the surface modification tools. Here we have the sheet metals environment. Right, so if you talk about the sheet metal, you want to apply these tools like the gadgets, Encap, and many more. Right, here we have some of the rest of the sheet metal commands. You will have a look on this as well. Right, you can just right click on your screen and go for the isometric. It will get right into the isometric view, and you can just go and zoom to fit. If you just done something wrong, and scroll in the middlemost button and out, you can just zoom in and zoom out. If you want to fit it, right click and go to zoom in and zoom to fit. If you have just done some disturbance, go for the isometric view. Okay, this is the part design environment, or you can say this is the part design interface. So as you can see the plus icon over here, click on this, and either you can just create an assembly environment. By default I have assembly environment right now. You can delete this one too. So if you have made a couple of components, or either more than two as well, you can go and assemble them together by just create assembly. See, I have the assembly environment right now. As you can see, when I click on this, you can see the logo that you have to combine the different parts together. Right, either the assembly you can make of two components or more than two. Here you can just create a drawing. This is actually the drafting. Later on I will talk about, and I will make a separate lecture on this. How can you do drafting and 2D drawings for the 3D parts, right? Along with the proper GD&T, right? So you have to go for create the drawings. Remember one thing, you have to create either drawing for the parts assemblies, right? So you have options. If you have an assembly, you can make assembly drawings as well as the part drawings. So from here you can just go for the InStyle, and by default I have selected the ISO A3 patch, right, which most probably you are using while creating any of the assembly or part drawing. So this was all about today. So see you in the next video. Stay tuned. Hello and welcome back to my channel. Today is day 3 and we want to have a look on the datum planes. Okay, so we have basically the 3 right datum planes, right? Each of the plane is perpendicular to each other. If you talk about the top surface, front plane, or the right plane, all these planes are perpendicular to each other. Either you can select the desired plane or that you just want to sketch from here as well. You can just hide and unhide the plane. If you want to be hiding the specific plane, you can just do it from here as well. If you just want to hide and unhide all the 3 planes, you can just simply click P in your keyboard to hide and unhide the planes. Right. Next, what you can do, if for example you just want to select any of the plane, press N in keyboard to make that plane normal to you. Sometime, if for example I just want to sketch on this top surface, but right now if I want to sketch anything, that might not look suitable to me. So if I just look this plane normal, press N in keyboard, and if you want to draw anything this time, this will look probably well. So this is how I just want to understand you. How can you just select the right plane, hide and hide, and how can you just do these planes normal to you? You can just make them isometric if you just did any disturbance. You can scroll in and scroll out the middlemost button to just zoom in and zoom out, and then right click and go for zoom to fit. So hope you understand and stay tuned. See you in next tutorial. Thanks for watching. Hello and welcome back. Today is day 4 and let's start the sketch mode in today's lecture. So before making any 3D model, you need to make a suitable sketch for that so that you give it extrusion. Right. I will go for the sketch mode, and before going to make any sketch you need to select the proper plane. I will select this top plane, press N on keyboard to make the view normal, press P to just hide the plane. Okay, the first thing in the sketch mode is line. You have to choose line, choose this point. Either you can go vertically, horizontally, or incline. This is free. Later on you can just apply certain constraint. Either you want this line to be horizontal, vertical, or at a certain angle. Right now I want to make this line vertical. As you can see the symbol of vertical, you can click somewhere here and go somewhere here horizontally, like this, this, and this, and finally you can just close the sketch. Press escape. Okay, I will hit OK, and this is how you can just make the sketch from lines. You can go for the sketch. Let me just delete this first sketch. Go for the isometric, press P on keyboard, go for the isometry. I will go for this sketch, choose this top surface, and either you can just make an open sketch like this. See? So you can just make lines either on this plane like this. Hello and welcome back. Today let's talk about the rectangle. Click on sketch, choose a suitable plane, make it normal, hide the planes. Now we have three kinds of the rectangles. You can have the shortcut key G or R in keyboard, but the best thing or the best way is just to select these two from here, right? As the name indicates, the corner rectangle, I will go for the corner point rectangle, and I will select this corner and drag it somewhere here like this. Next we have the center point rectangle. The rectangle will draw from the center. Next we have the aligned rectangle. Like you can just specify 2 points at certain angle. Like I don't want to specify either vertical or horizontal. I just want to make a rectangle like at 41.502 degree and drag it like this. See, this actually represents the, and you can just define certain angle like this. See, so this is how you can just draw the different kinds of rectangles depending upon the situations where you need which kind of rectangle. This was a simple tool. Hope you understand. Best of luck and stay tuned. Hello and welcome back. Today let's talk about the circle. Press P, right click and zoom to fit. I'll select this top surface and press P on keyboard to just hide all the planes. Here we have the circle, 3-point circle and ellipse. Let's understand these two. The center point rectangle, center point circle, you have to choose a center and draw a center point circle. Later on you can just dimension this one. We have the 3-point circle. You need to select any of the 3 points and a circle will be drawn. You can have the ellipse. As you know, an ellipse having the major axis and the minor axis. You can draw the horizontal ellipse, you can just draw a vertical ellipse, or you can just draw an inclined ellipse. It depends upon. Let me just make a horizontal ellipse here like this and defining the minor axis. Click somewhere here. Now we'll draw a vertical ellipse, and from here let me just make like this, and let me just define an inclined ellipse like this one. Later on you can just specify different points and dimension them together. Best of luck and thanks for watching. Hello and welcome back. Today let's try out to understand the arcs. Let's get right into it. When I go for sketch, let me just unhide the planes, right click and zoom to fit. I'll choose this top surface, make it normal. Now we have different kinds of arcs. As you can see, you can have the shortcut key A and keyboard, but right now I will select it from here, 3-point arc. In this case, you need to select 1 point, this is my second point, and then defining the radius. You can just make it random right now. Later on you can just dimension it. See? Okay. Control Z to just undo this arc for now. Then we have the center point arc. You have to click somewhere here, then defining the radius of the arc, and let me just click somewhere here, and now see, you can just draw it like this. Next we have the cone. Like let me just define like this and drag it like this. See, you can just define it too, or something like that. And the next option is just we have the tangent arc. As you already know, if you want to create a tangency, so right now I have this arc and I want to create another arc tangent to this, like this. See? So this is how you can just deal with different kinds of arcs. Thanks for watching. Hello and welcome back. Today let's talk about the polygon. You can just draw a triangle, square, pentagon, hexagon, heptagon, and either you can just defining the number of sides to make any kind of polygon. But here we have two types of the polygon. One is inscribed, in which the circle is inside, and the other one is circumscribed, in which the circle is outside. Let me just define the first one. Draw like this and click somewhere here. Now as you can see, this is 5x. It's mean each side represents the x and you have 5 sides. It's mean I just drawn the pentagon. By double click on this, you can just defining it 12. If you want to make the hexagon, defining it 6. Sometimes we need to make the net in bolts, right? You can just go for the dimension tool and defining the distance in between this and this. Either you can just defining as this one as well, right? Control Z to just undo this. And next we have the circumscribe. Define the center, and here you have, see, this is 3x. Either you can just defining this circular dimension and press escape, click on this and defining it 12. Either you can make a circumscribed hexagon as well and go for the isometry. So this is how you can just make different kinds of polygon. Hope you understand. Best of luck and thanks for watching. Hello and welcome back. Today let's talk about the splines. So let's get right into it. We have the spline tool. In this case, you don't need to apply fillets to the curves, right? Automatically it's just a flexible line. Next we have the bezier. In this case, where you click it just define a bezier curve along with the spline. Like when I press escape, this is my actual spline and this is my bezier curve, because I just click here, then click here, and then click here. The next point is just define a spline control point. Now this was my spline and I can just add points anywhere where I just click on the spline or on the bezier, like this, like this, like this, and you can just control your spline from clicking somewhere here, right? You can just simply do it. See, if I click somewhere here, it might come a bit downward. If I click somewhere here, it might goes a bit upward, right? So this is how. I think it's just really simple too. Hope you understand. Best of luck, stay tuned, and thanks for watching. Hello and welcome back. Today let's talk about the points and the text tool. Make the view normal, hide the planes. You can just add points anywhere. You just click either on a sketch, either on a 3D object, and you can just add anywhere the points you want to be. Okay, again go for the sketch, define a certain plane, and here you can just define a horizontal rectangle like this and writing down the name, defining the font style, keep it bold, and you can just flip it horizontal or flip it vertical. I'm just keeping it as is, right? And I'll just hit OK and hit OK, right? So this is how you can just go for the text tool. Hope you understand. Thanks for watching and point tool. Hello and welcome back. Today let's talk about the construction tool or the construction sketches. Like sometime we want to sketch something, but that is not the particular sketch that we just want to be exceeded, but just you can just call it as a helping sketch, right? So if, for example, I just want to go for the center point rectangle starting from somewhere here like this. So either you can just extrude this section, press escape, and let me just go for the construction tool, and let me just select this, and this, and go for the construction. See, so why I did this? Because this is not the exact sketch that I just want to be proceed with, and this is for the construction. Let me just draw the 4 circles on the corner, either of the same diameter or of the different diameter, like this. And when I go for the extrude, these are the portions which is valuable for me. Actually, that first sketch, which I define as a reference sketch, or you can just call this as a construction sketch, because I just made that sketch for my construction, not for the purpose to just extrude that section. Hope you enjoyed the tutorial. Make sure you just stay tuned for the complete course. Thanks for watching. Hello and welcome back. Today let's try out to try something else, and that is about the sketch fillet, trim, extend, and split. Okay, so if, for example, I just want to make a center point rectangle like this, hide the planes, and for the sketch fillet you need to define the fillet radius by selecting the corners, or either you can just go and select the proper position, double click on this, defining at 12 like this, double click, defining at 21. You can just define different sketch fillets, or you can just define the sketch fillets at same as well. Okay, and the next tool is just to go for the trim. You just want to do trimming like this line, and if you have some of the unwanted lines, you can just trim them as well. The next tool is just to go for the extend. If you want to extend certain entity, you can just extend them like this and this, right? Control Z, just undo, and we have the split. You can just split this line at this point. Now when I press escape, as you can see, this is separate line and this is separate line. Either you can go and define a 3-point arc like this, and again you can apply the split tool over here. Press escape and see, these are 2 different entities right now. Hope you understand. Best of luck and thanks for watching. Hello and welcome back. Today let's talk about the offset and slot tool, and let me just make a center point rectangle like this, and at the same time let me just draw a circle as well. Now go for the offset. You need to select the entities of that you just want to make offset. You can keep it outward, inward offset, press escape and go for the offset. Choose the entities like this, and let me just define the offset distance. Again you can go for the offset and select this one, keep inward or outward, double click on the dimension and defining at suppose 12 right now. See, double click on the sketch, and the next tool is, let me just delete some of the entities like this. And now we'll go for the slot, define a line, and automatically a slots will be defined. You can just define it 12, 21, and something like this. And you can just go for the slot tool like this. See, you can just define different kinds of slots. Thanks for watching. Best of luck. Stay tuned. Hello and welcome back. Today let's talk about the mirror tool. I'll define a sketch plane, draw a center point rectangle like this, and let me just add an entity that I want to mirror. Now I'll go for the mirror, choose the entity, first choose the center line and select entity to be mirror is this one. See? Thanks for watching and best of luck. Hello and welcome back. Today let's talk about the rectangular pattern. Choose the top surface, make it normal, switch off the datum planes. Go for the center point rectangle, draw rectangle. Now the pattern entity is this one. I'll go for the linear pattern and let me just drag it like this, defining it 4, and this is the 3x, and let me just define it 5, but the distance in between them must be 55, and defining this one must be 30, like this. See, you can just adjust them together, and I'll just say okay, and I'll just confirm it and go for the isometry. This is the linear pattern. Thanks for watching. Hello and welcome back. Today let's talk about the circular pattern. I'll go for sketch, choose the top surface, make it normal, switch off the datum planes, define a circular path like this. Now again draw a smaller circle for the pattern, press escape, go for the circular pattern, define the circle in this path, and here define the number of entities 8, press enter and hit OK. Right click and go for the isometric. Hello and welcome back to the ONSHAPE Essential Training course. Today let's talk about the transformation tool, where we just wanted to extend, scale up or rotate any object. Let me just do that. I'll go for the transformation tool, choose the entities that you want to be transformed. This time I'm selecting these whole entities. You can just scale up like this, and either you can just rotate your object like this at a certain angle of 30 degrees, and let's just see what happens. You're just getting this kind of result. I'll just go for the top view, and this was actually I just transformed the sketch. Thanks for watching. Hello and welcome back. Today let's talk about the dimensioning tool, because whenever we draw any sketch we need to dimension them properly, right, according to the drawing given. Double click on the sketch so that the sketch is editable, and where we have the dimension tool, you can just select any entity and define the dimension 120. See, Control Z, and you can go and defining the circular dimension, like suppose 350. See, you can just defining this length, or Control Z, and you can just defining this length, right? So either you can just select the whole entity or the 2 points, the 2 entities, and between them you can just define the distance. Either you can just define the angular displacement, like for example you're just defining it 34. So this is how you can just defining the linear dimensions, circular dimensions, and the inclined dimensions. Thanks for watching. Hello and welcome back. Today let's talk about the constraints, right, to define the relation and between 2 entities. So the first one is the coincident mate. Here we have the shortcut key. So if for example I just want to go for the coincident mate, you can select this entity and this entity, make them coincident. Like go for the coincident mate, choose the 2 points. See, Control Z. Next we have the concentric mate. Choose both of these circles. That will make a concentric mate having the common center. Next we have the parallel. For example, I just want to make these two entities parallel, or go for this line and this line having the parallel, right? So these are parallel right now. See, I'll go for the parallel and choose these 2 points. Okay, we have the tangent. I'll go for this line and this one, and again I'll go for the tangent mate. Let me just go for these two having the tangent, and let me just make this line let me just make another line like this. Let me just make it the horizontal, and let me just go and make this vertical. See? And next we have the perpendicular, like suppose this line and this line. See, it goes perpendicular. Next we have the equal. Suppose I select these two lines having of equal length, and suppose I will go for the equal. See, both of the line goes equal. And midpoint, let me just select this, let me just go for the midpoint and constrain a sketch point to the midpoint of line of curve. Okay, I'll go for this, and this. See, so it just got the midpoint constrained right now. And here we have the normal, like this and this. See, you can just select this and this. We have the symmetry. Okay, symmetry means I will choose this point, and this point. A geometric constraint requires a line and 2 other geometries. Okay, let me just do like this and go for the symmetry. I want to make both of these circles symmetrical with reference to this vertical line. Here we have the fix. Now I just make this circle fix. Is it converted into the okay, so most probably these constraints are probably used inside whenever ONSHAPE, whenever you just make any of this sketch. Thanks for watching. Hello and welcome back to my ONSHAPE course. So let's try out to talk about the extrude. In the previous videos I have discussed the sketch and the relevant things inside the sketch, but right now let me just jump right into the extrude, because right now I will cover the 3D portion of the ONSHAPE, and let's get right into it. Okay, so to extrude, first you need to make a sketch. Click on the sketch, choose this top surface, and this time I will go for the center point rectangle. Okay, draw random rectangle, and if you want you can dimension it like this, 120 by 60, and I will hit OK. Right click and go for the isometric. Now I'll go for extrude. Right now, once you click on the extrude, here it asks choose faces and sketches region to extrude. I'll choose this sketch region, and here you can just flip the direction upward and downward. In blind, you have the option to just define the distance, right? So, and here you have the direction and here you can just keep it the the offset from the sketch plane like at 12 distance, but right now I don't want to be. You can keep the extrusion symmetric like this. See, the plane on that you have just made the sketch will be symmetric. You can just add the draft like 12-degree of draft. It is outward. You can keep it inward as well. See, and the second end position, it means you can just extrude on the other side as well. This is blind. You can keep at 21, and for the same case you can just apply the draft inward like this. See, and this was solid, right? And let me just delete it and let me go for the extrude. Select this region 25 and hit OK, and let me talk about the remove feature. Okay, go for the isometry. Again I will go for sketch, choose this top surface and go for a circle like this. Okay, now I'll go for extrude and select this region. This time I want to remove this section. For that I will click on remove and flip the direction, and here I will select through all. It means from top to surface it will just remove. And when I click on up to next, and I will choose this face. See, I'll go for extrude, choose this region and remove the feature, and from here you have to select through all. See, now it's a through all hole is created like this. See, and suppose if I delete this sketch and I want to construct a plane like this, and this is offset. Okay, and I want to sketch on this plane, make it normal, and I want to draw a circle like this. I want to go for extrude and let me just drag it like this. But if you click on the intersect only, you will be having this portion, right? You will be having this portion. Double click on extrude and see, only you will be having the portion that intersects together like this. See, and again let me just delete this plane, this extrusion, and like this. Okay, again I will go for the sketch and let me just choose this top surface. Okay, I will add a center point rectangle. I'll go for extrude, choose this region, define 23, and maybe just up to face and up to part, up to vertex and through all. Through all we mostly use in case of the cutout sections, right? And up to next, let me show you up to next, right? And let me just create a datum plane at a distance of 50. Okay, and let me go for the sketch, choose this face, and let me just create a circle like this. Okay, I'll go for extrude, select this. Okay, sorry. Okay, now what I can do, I will go for the sketch and choose this face, make it normal. I will add a circle like this. Okay, right click and go for the isometric. Now if you want to extrude this region, and here I will select up to face and I will choose this face. See, either you can select up to part and choose this part. This option will work the same for me. And up to face, up to next. See, because next is this body, so automatically it will just extrude up to this body, right? And up to vertex. See, you can just choose a point. Up to that you just want to be extruded. And let me just delete this for now. And let me just choose a vortex like this. See, so all these things are having the same use and application. Just you need to understand how can you use it, right? Next, let me just go for the sketch. Switch on the datum planes, choose this horizontal plane and make it normal. And let me just do one thing to explain you how can you use the surface extrusion. I go for the isometry and I'll go for extrude, create the surface and choose the sketches that you want to be extruded like this. See, you can increase the length up to 200 and you can just keep it symmetry like this. See, so this is how you can just do the, but once I click on the solid, for that you must need to be having the close sketch like this. I'll go like this and I'll go for the trim entities, this and go. I'll go for extrude and I'll go for the isometry. Okay, see, extrude and like this. Okay, see, so this is extruded as a surface. Hope you understand how can you use the extrude feature. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned for the upcoming tutorials. Hello and welcome back. Today let's talk about the revolve feature inside OnShape. So to revolve anything, first you need to do something like to make half of the section. So let me just try it out and let me just make a profile like this that I want to be extruded, and let me just close the sketch and go for the isometry. Now I'll go for the revolve section, and here faces or sketches to be revolved is this one, and make sure you need to define the axis of revolution. Once you click here, if you define this is the axis of revolution, you will be getting this kind of result. But if I define this is my axis of revolution, you will be getting this kind of result. See, for now I'll just define the axis of revolution, this one, and here you can have the symmetric tool like this. See, by defining the 270 degree, for example, like this, you can define a full revolution of 360. You can define in one direction and like this. See, you can just define any angle, symmetry. See, and like this. See, on both of the sides you will be getting the same result by defining the angle. And here we have the two direction. Like the revolve angle is 1/112, and the second revolve angle is 2/3, for example. See, you can just vary this angle and this angle from either side. I will hit OK. Let me just give you another example, and for that I'll go for the sketch, and let me just use this top surface, and let me just draw a circle like this. Again, I'll go for a line, and let me just close the sketch. Now go for the trim entities because I don't want to be having this side. Okay, go for the isometry. Again, go for the revolve, and let me just choose this is my axis of revolution. See, you can just choose the one direction and defining it at 120. Okay, see, and same in the past case, you just define the angle on one side, symmetry, and two direction, and you can just have the full round sphere. Thanks for watching. Hello and welcome back. Today let's talk about the sweep feature. Sweep is nothing just to sweep a certain profile along a certain path. Let me just choose the front plane for now, and let me just make the path first. And for now I'm going to draw an S-spline. Press escape and go to isometric view. Now go for the plane and construct a curve point because we have a curve and we have a point. Now I will choose this plane, sketch on it, and make it normal. Now I will draw a profile. Make sure you make the profile sortable. Hide this plane for now. Go for the sweep, choose this profile, and in path select this path. Okay, thanks. Hello and welcome back. Today let's talk about the loft features. Loft is nothing just to connect the different sections or profiles made it on different planes. So let's try it out. Let me just make the first sketch on this plane like this, and let me just create a new plane, offset, and choose this one, and let me just drag it a bit upward like this. Now again I will go for sketch, and let me just go for the center point rectangle like this. See, press pin keyboard to switch off the datum planes, and now I will go for the loft. Select the two different regions that you have, and you have a couple of options. Normal to profile, you will be getting like this, and tangent to profile like this. See, and once you're done with the loft, so then you need to do, and let me just define another sketch, like making this kind of sketch. Now go for the extrude, switch off the datum planes, and I'll go for the solid and extrude it up to 120. Okay, if you didn't something wrong, and let me just minimize the extrusion up to 12. And if you want to thicken this plate, what to do? I'll go for the thicken. Now faces or surfaces to be thickened, and here you have to define certain thickness, like suppose 45 in this direction. You can just flip the direction. See, and direction 2 you can keep this one as well, like 12, 21, and merge with all, all the extended portion will be merged together, and I will hit OK. See, now this is one object. Thanks for watching. Hello and welcome back. Today let's talk about the fillet and chamfer. So before going towards that, let me make an extrusion center point rectangle like this. Switch off the datum planes, and I will extrude it up to 50 mm in one direction. And right, once you click on the fillet, now entities to fillet, either you can select this top surface or either by selecting the 4 edges. So I think better choose this top surface by defining the radius, and this time you can have the conic one, the distance, and defining a 12 radius, and I will hit OK. Alright, sometimes what we can do, we can have to apply a full round, like on this face and on this face and on this face. See, you need to select 3 faces and you will be getting the full round feature like this. Same is the case for the chamfer. Entities to chamfer, either you can select this top surface by defining the chamfer distance 12, 21, hit enter, or either you can just go and select a single edge, a couple of edges, and like this. See, now once I hit OK, I will choose this face, and this face, OK, to delete the chamfer what I apply. This is a simple tool. Thanks for watching. Hello and welcome back. Today let's talk about the draft and shell feature. For that, first I will make a rectangle. I will extrude it, and OK. Now switch off the datum planes, and to apply the draft, click on draft, and the neutral plane is this bottom plane, and entities to draft these 4 sides. See, now just taking the outward draft, as you can see over here, you can just flip the direction and change the angle. I will hit OK. Now once you do this, then you have to apply the shell feature. So let's just apply a cavity like this by defining the wall thickness. Either you can increase it or decrease it. Depends upon the situation. Once I click on this, and OK. Once I click on this, and you can just create a shell throughout by selecting the opposite faces. So thanks for watching. Hello and welcome back. Today let's talk about the hole feature and external thread. Click on hole, and here you have to just define the specifications, whether which kind of hole you needed. M10, keep it normal, and define this one 12, and let me just place it up here, and let's click OK. A hole is just created. You can go for the chamfer tool. You can go for the chamfer tool and defining it 1. OK, see, the countersink is created. But if you go for the external threads, again you need to define the specifications, and the length up to that you just want to be having the external threads. And right now I want to select this cylindrical face. See, so right now you will not be able to see the external threads, but let me just go for the page 1, M10, like M7, ISO, and I will hit OK. But when you create the drawing, you will probably see the external threads sign in that drawing. Thanks for watching. Hello and welcome back. Today let's talk about the rep feature inside ONSHAPE. So let's get right into it. Before going to rep, let me just sell this feature, and right now I'll create and construct a plane at the middle somewhere here. Now I'll go for the sketch and let me just choose this plane and make it normal. I will draw a line starting from somewhere here like this. Let me just go for the coincident mate and make this point and this line coincident, and let me just make this line and this point coincident. Okay, make sure that the line is properly touching these both surfaces. Now go for the rough feature. Now sketch profile is this one, and here you have to select the thickness, either 21 or 12 or whichever you want, normal to sketch plane or parallel to sketch plane, right? And I'll hit OK. Now if you select the merge rib, both of the bodies will be considered as one object. Thanks for watching. Hello and welcome back. Today let's talk about the linear pattern. So I just made this entity like this, and I'll just make it as a new body. Make sure, right? Because this will not merge with this object. This will consider a separate object, and this will consider a separate object. Now I'll go for the linear pattern, and now entities to pattern is this one, and the direction is this one. And now the distance, you need to increase it up to 50, and either you can just define it 40 as well by just defining the number of entities. Let me just minimize the distance in between them, and okay, if you click center, so the same entities will be generated on the other side as well. And in the second direction, let me just define this is my second direction, and the distance is let me just define it 3, 7 or 6. 6 is better for me right now. And let me just increase the distance 26, 27 or 28 for me right now. Okay, so this is the linear pattern. Thanks for watching. Hello and welcome back. Today let's talk about the circular pattern, as I have the circular region, which is this circular extrusion, and this feature. Right, I'll go for the circular pattern, and here you have a couple of options: part pattern, feature pattern, and face pattern. Right now I have this feature. I'll select the feature. Feature to pattern is this one, and axis of revolution is this one. See, this is 360 degree. You can just increase the instances, and I'll hit OK. Thanks for watching. Hello and welcome back. Today let's talk about the curve pattern. So let's try it out. Sketch and switch on the datum planes. Right click, zoom to fit, choose this top surface, make it normal, and switch off the datum planes. Let me just draw a spline, and at the same time draw a circle like this. Go for the isometry, go for extrude, and select this region up to 12. I will hit OK. See, now just unhide this spline, and I'll go for the curve pattern, and here I'll go for the part pattern right now, because I have only this one part, and entities to be pattern, and this is the curve. Here you need to define the instances, 6 or whatever you want to be, and I'll hit OK. Now again you can just hide the path, and this is the pattern you have. Thanks for watching. Hello and welcome back. Today let's talk about the mirror feature. Mirror is nothing just to get asymmetrical results on the other side. Let's get right into it. I'll go for the mirror, and here I will just select the feature mirror because I have this feature. No part is over here. I'll select this feature, and here I'll select this mirror plane. I'll get the symmetrical result about this mirror plane. Thanks for watching. Hello and welcome back. Today let's talk about the union feature and side-on shape. Let's get right into it. I have these two objects, and these are separate objects, as you can see over here, because in case of extrusion I just added this one as a new object. Okay, I'll go for the Boolean feature, and I will just select union. Now tools are these two objects, and I'll hit OK. Now these are considered as one object. Thanks for watching. This is how you can just combine or just union two parts together. Hello and welcome back. Today let's talk about the split tool and side on shape. So let's get right into it. I'll go for the sketch, choose this face, make it normal. I'll go for the spline, and starting from somewhere here like this, press escape, hit OK, right click and go for the isometry, choose surface, choose this line and drag it in this direction, like this. Okay, now go for isometry. I will go for the split tool, parts to be split with, and entities are this one, and let me just, okay, so this is split up, but if you keep the upper side or lower side, you can just keep it. Okay, see, so this is how you can just do it. Thanks for watching. Hello and welcome back. Today let's talk about the transformation tool. Click on the transformation, entities to transform, or this one, and lines, or this one. See, this is translation, translate by distance, and you can just define certain distance like 12 distance. You can just translate XYZ, you can just translate in X12 and Y this one and Z this much. You can just transform by made connectors, from mat connectors like this. You can just flip the direction. See, and now you can just rotate it like 12 degree, and axis is this one. See, you can just flip the direction. You can just scale up, when I just select 2, when I select 3, this is scale, and I will just scale up to 2. Scale uniformly or just non-uniform. And this one, scale uniform, and define it at 3. Okay, but the basic thing is just to rotate an object like this. See, thanks for watching. Hello and welcome back to let us talk about the wrap feature and side on shape. Let's get right into it. I just created this cylindrical pot and just created a parallel plane to this right plane at a distance of 179. Okay, I'll go for the sketch and make it normal. Let me just go for the inclined rectangle like this, and let me just do this. And now what I can do, I want to wrap this feature along the cylindrical portion. For that I'll just use this, and in target I'll just choose this one. See, you can just keep it as a solid like this one by defining the thickness 5, and you can just remove the feature as well like this. See, and you can keep it as a surface, you can keep it split tool, but better to understand the solid tool. Thanks for watching. Hello and welcome back. Today let's talk about the delete path and side on shape. Once I click on delete path, I'll select the entity and I'll hit OK. Control Z. Either you can select any of the extrusion and click on delete. You can just select anything, click on delete here, or simply you can just press delete key in your keyboard. Hello and welcome back. Today let's talk about the modify fillet, delete face, and move face. Once I apply a fillet to this edge, this is 12. But if I'm unhappy with the 12, I will modify the fillet, this one, and let me just define 21 for now. Okay, I'll go for the delete face. I'll select this face, and here I'll just leave it open. Okay, next I want to move face. I'll choose this face, and this time you can just move this face like this up to blind and up to a certain entity. Defining the thickness like this. That's fine. Hello and welcome back. Today let's talk about the datum planes. Here we have multiple options like offset, plane point, line and angle, point normal, 3 points, midplane, and curve points. So let's understand these options one by one. Once you click on the offset, then you need to select either face. With reference to that, you just want to create the reference plane or the datum planes. Like once I click on this face, then you need to define the reference distance. This could be anything. You can just flip it normal, and you can just flip the direction like this. Now the next option we have is the plane and point. Then you just select a plane, and let me just choose this point. See, a plane is just being generated right now. Next we have the line and angle. Just you need to select a line, and then you need to define the angle. You can flip the direction as well. See? The next option we have the 3 point. Let me just understand the point normal and curve point later. Then you need to just choose the 3 points. Let me just this point, and this point. See? A plane has been generated at the diagonal. Next we have the midplane. What actually you can do in case of the midplane, just you need to just select the opposite faces and a midplane will be generated. Next we have the point normal and curve point. For that, let me just delete these sketches. I'll go for the sketch, switch on the datum planes, right click, zoom to fit, choose this top surface and go for a line like this. Press escape and hit OK. Now again I will go for the datum planes, and now I will go for the point normal. I'll choose this line and this point. See? A plane has been generated perpendicular to this line. Then we have the curve point. For that, let me just delete this sketch for now. I will choose this top surface, go for the sketch, and go for the S-spline. Because if you have an S-spline, you want to create a plane perpendicular to this profile or this path, which is curve path, right? So how is it possible? Sometimes we need this kind of planes in cast of the sweep command, right? So let me just go for the isometry. Now go for the plane, and here we have the curve and point. I'll select this curve and I will choose this endpoint. See? The plane is generated perpendicular to this curve, right? Which can be used in case of the sweep. So that's all about the datum planes. Thanks for watching. Hello and welcome back. Today let's talk about the offset surface. As the name indicates, if you need the offset from a certain surface, you can use this option. Go for the offset surface, choose a specific plane or surface, and then you need to define the distance. You can flip the direction. Either you can just change the surface. You can drag this icon at a certain distance and hit OK. This is what exactly the surface is being generated. You can mirror, and this is the pot, and the mirror plane is this one. You can use this option too. Thanks for watching. Hello and welcome back. Today let's talk about the boundary surface. As the name indicates, you just need to define a region or the boundary lines, and a surface will be generated within that region. So let's get right into it. Want to go for the sketch, choose this top surface, and let me just generate something like this. I will go for a line, and again go for outline like this. Now, all these sketches are made in one plane. I'll go for the isometry, and when I click on the boundary surface, here you can either select the U profiles or V profiles. Okay, when I click on the U profiles, you can select these two sketches, these two splines. When I click on the V profile, let me just select this one. Surface will be generated. Okay, let me just do one thing, and let me just delete these two lines, and now let's see what's happened to these curves. Whether a surface will be generated. Yeah, obviously, right? So these are the guiding curves, and I'll hit OK. Thanks for watching. Hello and welcome back. Today let's talk about the fill command, right? To just fill any region, any boundary enclosed by the sketches, right? Or that could be any of the open region. I will go for the fill option, and let me just select these four regions, and I want to just fill it out with the surface, right? So this is how you can just fill it up with a surface. Thanks for watching. Hello and welcome back. Today let's talk about the move boundary feature inside ONSHAPE. So as you can see, the boundaries of this is either this line, this line, this line, or this line. So if you want to extend the edges of any surface, move boundary and extend is the same command, right? So let me just click on the move boundary. Either you can select this edge, this edge, this edge, or the edge that you want to be extended. Let me just click on this edge and drag it like this. You can define the distance. After that, you just want to extend this, and I'll hit OK. This is how you can just do it. Thanks for watching. Hello and welcome back. Today let's talk about the rule surface. If you have the two sketches and you just wanna select the edge of that edge, probably the matter flange will be created, or you'll be having the fill section within that region. So let's get right into it. Now let me just create this edge and this edge. Either you can choose these two edges as well. But for now, let me just go and angle from direction. This is 12, and let me just create a normal like 12 degree or 45 degree, and define the distance 120, and we have the spun corner over here. We have a couple of options right over here as well. I think this is the best one for me, right? So thanks for watching. Hello and welcome back. Today let's talk about the helix feature. Once I click on the helix, so before going to the helix, I will create a circular section. Let me just define the base diameter like this. You can dimension it too. but I'll just go for the helix. And here we have the height and turns, and let me just define the height 120, revolution must be 12, and the start angle must be 12 degree or 45 degree. You can define height and pitch. Height and helical pitch must be 12, and you can just keep it upward and downward. You can just keep it counterclockwise or clockwise. Here we have the turns and pitch. Revolution must be 12, and the helical pitch, for example this one, and the start angle like this. And here you can justify the number of turns, conical or cylindrical face. For that I'll just go for the sketch, choose this surface and go for extrude. Okay, now go for the helix, and the helix has been generated upon the surface. In case of the turns, you can just define it 12 as well. The start angle must be 1 degree, or you can just define it by your own. Thanks for watching. Hello and welcome back. Today let's talk about the 3D field spline. I have the sketches, this point, and this point, and I want to generate a curve passing through these 3 points. So I'll click on the 3D field spline. I'll choose this point, and this point. See, if you have many more points, you can just go for them as well. And here you have the close spline like this, and match curve at start and end direction. It isn't suitable over here. Okay, and in case of the vertices, I just created the curves right like this. See, 3D field spline. Okay, thanks for watching. Hello and welcome back. Today let's talk about the projected curve. For that you just need to be having the 2 sketches on the different planes, but the sketches must be intersecting together at certain position. Like, let me show you how. I will choose a circle on this plane like this, and again I'll make another sketch on the right plane, and let me just make a spline like this. Press escape and hit OK. Switch off the datum planes, and I'll go for the projected curves. In the first sketch you need to just define this sketch, and in the second sketch you need to define this one. See, so this is how you can just create the projected. If I just wanna delete the sketch, and let me just define a spline like this, and now see what happens. Let me just go for the first sketch and the second sketch again. See? So this is how you can just create it. Thanks for watching. Hello and welcome back. Today let's talk about the projected curve. For that you just need to be having the 2 sketches on the different planes, but the sketches must be intersecting together at certain position. Like, let me show you how. I will choose a circle on this plane like this, and again I'll make another sketch on the right plane, and let me just make a spline like this. Press escape and hit OK. Switch off the datum planes, and I'll go for the projected curves. In the first sketch you need to just define this sketch, and in the second sketch you need to define this one. See, so this is how you can just create the projected. If I just wanna delete this sketch, and let me just define an S-line like this. And now see what happens. Let me just go for the first sketch and the second sketch again. See? So this is how you can just create it. Thanks for watching. Hello and welcome back. Today let's talk about how can you convert any solid model into sheet metal. Let's get right into it. I have this solid model and I just made it with the extrusion of 25 mm. And if you want to convert this model into sheet metal, you can either extrude a certain surface and you can just thicken it as well. But right now I'm going to just convert this model into sheet metal, and parts or surfaces to be converted. This part I want to be converted into sheet metal, and faces to extrude. You can select any face to be extruded, but right now I don't want to be having edge and cylinder to be bent. I don't want to bend any edge. Like if for example you just want to select this edge and see the bend has been generated. I don't want to do this like zero clearance, and you need to define the wall thickness. Either you can just define it 12, 1, 0.5, anything you want to be, right? And the bend radius is 0.5. You just keep it 3 and 1. You can just keep the material and relief. Minimum gap is, for example, 0.1, and the corner is simple, and I want to be having a closed corners right now, and rectangular round size, and I'll hit OK. See? So when you go for the cross section, and let me just drag it like this. See, this is how you can create the sheet metals from a solid part. Go for the section view as well. Thanks for watching. Hello and welcome back to the essential training course of ONSHAPE, and today let's talk about the sheet metals. So let's get right into it. We'll be covering up some of the basic features that most probably use while you're modeling any of the sheet metal model. So before going to make any sheet metal model, you need to first do a sketch like this, and let me just do one thing. Okay, and let me just define it 70 for now, and I'll hit OK. Right, I'll just hide the planes, and I'll go for the sheet metal model. I want to thicken it. You can convert a solid model into sheet metal. You can extrude it as well, and they must be up to 2 mm. And bend radius is 1. You can just define it 0.5 as well. Okay. All right. Once you're done with this, then you can just add a couple of flanges, like the additional walls, like this, this, and this. See? Okay, you can just keep it outer side, middle. See? And the other side, this is blind. The height you can define. See? And you can just up to an entity, you can just extend it up to a certain object. Okay, and you can just define the bend angle is 90. You can just define it 45 as well. You can align the geometry. You can just align from direction, but you can just define the bend angle at 60 degree or a certain angle. You can just keep it straight as well at 90 degree. Right, once you just added the additional walls, right now the next option is just go for the hem feature, because in case of the sheet metals we have the sharp corners that we don't want actually, right? You can just apply a hem to this edge, and you can just define the straight one by defining this length, 6th for example. You can just look for the certain changes, what's going on there. In place, you can just keep it outer. You can just keep it close right now. See? See, this is closed, this is simple. Let me just go for the ruled one, and a radius is, for example, 4. Let me just keep it 1 for now, and let me just keep it 220 angle, or 360, for example, the complete band, which doesn't takes place. It means I need to just optimize it. Outer and place. See, you can just keep it closed one, you can just keep it simple. And the next one is just to go for the teardrop. Just keep it 12 for now, keep it 12, and outer and closed. Okay, I'll go for the hem feature, and as you can see, teardrop, and this might becomes 3, and the total length is, I think, really great for me. I'll just define it 6, 8, or 10, 12. Okay, 12 does work for me. 11 also. Outer, and I'll go for the closed one, like this, or a simple one. Okay, so these are the different options regarding to the. Let me just increase the height now. See, which work better for me. Okay, the next option is just to go for the corner. So if you look at here, we have the corners which are exactly open. So I don't want. And if you want to make a joint, you can just do as well. Rip and butt joint and joint. See, and okay, right now what I want to tell you is just to go for the corners. Now this is a square size corner. If I select this corner, you can just change it to different kinds of the corner shapes by defining the value. You can just keep it a closed corners as well. You can keep it as simple. Always I want to be closed, this one, like this. See? Okay, now you can actually see this corner and this corner, right? Hope you understand. So thanks for watching. These are the essential training course. So I think you must be clear out about the basics. Onward, we will talk about the experts level. Thanks for watching, stay tuned, and best of luck. Hello and welcome back. Today let's talk about the ONSHAPE assembly, the basic assembly mates, like how can you just assemble any parts together. Okay, so I just brought up these two components. Now you will be worried about how did you create it, the assembly. You can just look at the first video, and that I just told you. You can click on the plus icon and create assembly. Now this is the assembly environment. Right now you have to click on the ONSHAPE. I have multiple models like this, this, and this. Okay, so right now when you are in the assembly environment, you can just navigate for the components and just brings up those models into your interface by clicking on the insert tab. Once you click on the insert tab, you can just click on the part model and you can just drag it somewhere here and click here. Okay, then again you can just navigate for other models as well if you have saved it, but right now I just want to bring up the same model. Okay, I'll go for the insert and let me just brings up the same model. Like just you can just drag it like this, and you can just do one thing. and that is what exactly I want to be having the different kind of the mates in between. You can just click on the component, you can just rotate them, and you can just do anything with this. Okay, let me just bring up the models close together, drag it upward like this. Okay, we have the basic mates like the fasten mates, and which you can just switch to any of the mates that you want to be applied. And then we have the revolve mate, we have the slider mate, we have the planar mate, we have the cylindrical mate, the concentric mate, and we have the pin and slot mate. Right now I don't have this option, but I hope you understand what does this mean. You will be having a slot, and you will be having the slot diameter pin, and you can just select this slot and that pin will be having the proper mate within that. And we have the ball mat, right? We have the parallel mat, we have the tangent mat, we have the group, and something like the basic things I will discuss in this video. Okay, when you just brought up your model into your assembly environment, right now what I can do, I'll just click on the fasten mate because I just want to make assemblies. Basically, you want to join the components together, right? Mate connectors, and right now I want to fasten this top surface and this top surface. You can see over here, you can just lift the direction like this. You can just revolve the feature, and if you are happy with this, you can just click this one, right? Okay, you have to just take certain offsets and the X, Y, and Z direction, like 12, 12, and 12. About the Z-axis, you can just rotate them as well. Okay, once you create the fastened mate, like these mate connectors we have over here. Alright, let me just undo this and go for the fastened mate. We have the cylindrical mate. Like for example, you just need to define any of the cylinders and you'll be having the concentric mate like this. Again, you can just lift the direction and something like that. Okay, again you have the revolve mate, and I think revolve and cylindrical mate are the same one. Okay, and then you have the parallel. Okay, if I want to be having the parallel mate in between this and this, like as you can see, these faces are parallel together, and just made a mate in between these two surfaces. Okay, and I'll go for the planar mate. I want to be having this top surface and this surface planar together, like as you can see over here. Okay, so if you go for the mates and select this cylindrical face and this cylindrical face, from here you can just switch together better which mate you actually want to be. Like I want to be having the cylindrical mate, and if you just like the wrong option, it will not work probably. Okay, we have the ball mate and the pin and slot. So for that, I think it's not really tricky for you. It's really simple. We have the parallel mate. I just told you in the tangent mate. For example, I just want to be having this face and this cylindrical face tangent together. As you can see over here, now these will be tangent probably. Okay, we have the group. If you want to group these two objects together, if you move, it will just move together, right? And let me just right click and delete this group feature that I just applied earlier. Okay, hello and welcome back to the ONSHAPE Essential Training course. Today let's talk about the drafting, or you can say the drawing portion of the ONSHAPE. I have this 3D model and I want to create the different views for this type of model. So let's get right into it. I have this model open. I'll go for the create the drafting, and we have the ONSHAPE templates. We have the all INSI and the International Standard Organization. I'll go for the add pre-page and I'll hit OK. Now it's just creating drawing for me. Okay, this is the right place. I'll just select the pot. For that I just want to create the drawing, and let me just go for the front view over here, and automatically it will just create the projected view for me, right? Okay, press escape, and right now let me just insert a couple of views. Insert the view, and I'll go for the part one, and this is the isometric view, and let me just place it up here, right, like this. Okay, let me just do one thing, and let me just adjust it somewhere here like this, so that if I just need a broken section, a detail view, and something like the crop view, so that I just look at it here. And here we have a couple of options like the projected view. If you know the projected view, select any view, and then you will be having the projected view of that. If I need the projected view of this one, so this is here, this is here. If I go upward, this will be the projected view. This is the projected view of this one, see? And if I go for the escape key, select the view and delete it. If I go for the projected view and select this option, here we have the projected view of this one, right? So let me just delete this one. Hope you understand how can you just deal with different kind of views. Okay, we have the section view. For example, sometimes we need the section views of the certain model, like click here, and here we have the section view of this model. Let me just locate it somewhere here, see? So this is the section view, and here it calls the section AA over here. Let me just drag it up here like this. Okay, and here we have the broken out section. If suppose I want to break out a section, and okay, and then we have the detail view. If a certain region doesn't look well for you, you can just create a detail view for that, like this one. And for this, what you can do, double click on the detail view and change the scale up to 1:1, like this one. See, I'll hit OK. Next we have the brag view. Okay, let me just create a brag view. Okay, see, sometimes we create this for the long sections so that the reader understand while up to the end it have the same cross section. It's a zigzag, smaller zigzag. We have the curves and we have the straight. I think the curve option is the better option for me, and I'll hit OK. See, and next we have the crop view. For example, you just want to crop any view, you will be having only that section in the view, and I'll not click OK. See, I have only this section right now because I just cropped this section and I'm able to see this region only. Okay. Next we have the dimension tool. Okay, so we have a couple of dimensions like the dimension. You can just dimension it like this, dimension it like this. The linear dimensions, this one, and you can just define this down over here, and you can just define this one. Okay, I will go for the diameter dimensions. Okay, and let me go for the radial dimensions. In isometric view, I'm unable to apply this one. Anyway, let me just go for the radial dimensions. Okay, I want to be having this one and go for the chamfer, and either you can go for the dimension simply. I'll go for the dimension. I can dimension it too, and let me just go for this dimension like this. I'll go for this dimension, and I'll go for this dimension. I'll go for this dimension, and I'll go for this point till this point. This is 20, and this dimension is 20, and from here till here I'll go for dimension. I'm going till this point is 108, and here we have from here till here, this is 64. Okay, so I think these are the basic dimensions. I'll click here and I'll zoom to fit. Okay, and you can just edit the notes. Anything you want, double click over here, and if you want to edit this one, like suppose I want to just write down my name over here like this, change the font size, you already know that, right? And clicking somewhere like this is the basic of the 3D model drawing, or you can simply write down DWG. Okay, I'll hit OK. Let me just drag it up here like this. Okay, anyway, the next we have the ordinate dimension and whole thread collet. I don't have this option right now. I can apply a datum plane like this one. This is datum A. We have the geometric tolerances. You can apply the tolerance of 0.01 to the datum A, and the symbol is this one. You can have tolerance within here, over here, right? You can zoom to fit, and we have the surface finish symbol. You can apply up here, okay, and you can apply the weld symbol. If you done some certain welding over here, suppose, so you can just add it up here, and this must be the weave groove welding, like this. And like this. Okay, see, you can just add multiple options like the way you have, right? You can add the notes if you need the drawings and you just want to write down something like, you can just change the height. Okay, I'll just say okay. See, this is how you can just call it. If suppose table number 0.1, this is actually used in case of the assembly. I'll hit OK. This is my component 1. Again, I'll go for the call it. This is my component 2. I'll hit OK. This is 0, 1 because it just takes start from the 0. If suppose you want this is my component 3, I'll hit OK. Later on you can just change it like 02. Okay. This is my 01 model. Okay. So this is how, if these are different objects, you can just tell the drawing, this is my part 1, this is my part 2, and this is my part 3. Right. And you can just add a table by defining the rows and columns, and you can just put it somewhere here to just put your own data. Title the row, header row, and you can just hit OK. My first drawing, and I'll hit OK. See, then you can just go and the BOM table, and here we have the H regions, like suppose you want to H certain regions, like okay, again you want to H this region, and defining the ISO and the GWG, this one. Okay, so you can apply certain H, and if you are done with this, you can just save as the PDF file. I want to just export this drawing, and this is the PDF format, and I'll just export it. Okay, it's just downloaded with me and the drawing is up here, right? So hope you understand the drafting section of the ONSHAPE. Thanks for watching, and this is the essential course, and you will be able to get with low price on the Udemy account. So hope you enjoyed this course, and thanks for watching. Best of luck, and stay tuned for the more upcoming courses like the AutoCAD, SolidWorks, Group Parametric, the KPL, the Autodesk Inventor, the Fusion 360, and the NX game course. Okay, stay tuned, best of luck, and thanks for watching. Once again, you will begin this course with great decrement and rate. Thanks for watching.